they had a big empty space that needed all of the things for a restaurant, and we had all of the things for a restaurant. And so
that was the universe.
Kind of sweet. Yeah. So it was like, yeah, the universe was definitely saying, you're moving, things are changing, and this is a good spot for you.
It's time for you to be.
Yeah.
Welcome to What's Up the Dalles, your weekly show about everything downtown the Dalles, brought to you by the Dalles Main Street. We talk from anything from businesses coming and going to events coming up and all the great folks who are running and working in the downtown area. And as always, we have the Dalles Main Street's Cynthia Kortge with us today.
Hi, Tom. How are you?
Yes, and your special guest.
My special guest, Clare.
Good morning.
Awesome. Clare is with River City Saloon at Washington and 3rd Street. You guys opened, I believe, in March.
Yeah.
And so Cynthia and you guys, we're really excited to hear from you, how it's going and how it came to be and that kind of thing. So yeah, stay tuned and let's jump into it.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, tell me a little bit about how you guys got to the Dalles and what made you move here and what brought you here.
So I tell everybody this, but August 3rd, we found out that the house we'd been living in Bingen, Washington, was going for sale. Mm-hmm. And August 5th, we found out that the building our business had been in had sold and we were going to need to relocate. And so I said, we have to find a home first because it's hard to find housing in the Gorge, as we all know.
Right.
And we looked everywhere and we found the cutest house for sale up the street here. It's a 1903 adorable home. We call it the gingerbread house.
Oh, lovely.
So we moved here about 2.5 years ago. And then we kind of started looking for spaces here because we'd like to live where we work sometimes. Right. And we approached, a friend of ours said you should talk to the Stults family about their space. And we met with them and it was kind of cool because they had a big empty space that needed all of the things for a restaurant, and we had all of the things for a restaurant. And so
that was the universe.
Kind of sweet. Yeah. So it was like, yeah, the universe was definitely saying, you're moving, things are changing, and this is a good spot for you.
It's time for you to be.
Yeah. So it's kind of worked out perfectly.
So when did you open your doors?
March 25th, I think, was the exact date. Okay. So we're up to 3 months now.
Okay, great. And how are things going?
Great. We've been so pleased with how we've been received in the Dalles. It's been awesome. Okay. And the folks have been really we've only had really positive feedback, and it's just been great.
Great. Well, we're happy to have you.
Thanks.
It's so nice to have another music venue.
Yeah.
That's really great. Another great place to gather and
It's
eat.
The tiniest stage, but it's so cute.
Yeah. That's a really great venue for that.
Yeah.
I think it serves it well. I mean, it's definitely different than your other space.
For sure.
And it's, smaller than some other locations, but that's kind of makes it fun.
It's more intimate.
It's very intimate, but that's kind of nice,
Yeah.
Have you ever been to the Bluebird Café in Nashville? It reminds me of that a little bit because it's very small.
Cute.
It's very small and very intimate, but that sometimes makes the best music.
Yeah.
For those kind of shows.
We always felt like our space in the in Hood River was great, except for it felt too big.
Yeah.
And so it is really nice having this smaller space.
And I like the way it kind of it goes down.
Yeah.
So you're stepping into it. It feels really cozy and the bar is fun and
it's
lots of great
funny
time.
too. Like everybody who's come in is like, "Ooh, I really like the vibe."
Yeah,
and I was
great
like,
vibe.
That's
Great
so
vibe.
interesting. I've never really used that word for us, but I love that. So we're going with it.
Great. And so, how did you guys get into the music / bar business?
So we both worked for McMenamins a long time ago, like before we had children. And Joe continued to work for McMenamins after.
Okay.
And one night we were chatting, and I said, I was a preschool teacher at the time, and I said, you should own your own bar, because he'd been a bartender forever. And he said, you should teach first grade. And I was like, I don't want to teach first grade. And, but you should own your own bar. Like, that would be the next step. And then we had friends who were looking into buying the Trillium Cafe in Hood River.
Yeah, okay.
And so we went in with them and that was kind of our first dabbling on our own.
Right.
But prior to that, like I said, Joe and I had worked for McMenamins, and he had worked for the White Eagle, which is a big music venue for McMenamins. And he got to know a lot of the bands and the booking and, that piece of the business.
That's a
very
whole
well.
other side of things. It's
And
not
he's
just
really good at it.
Yes.
When we first started booking music, I would answer the phone and talk to the bands, and I'd be like, well, what do you guys want? And they'd be like, 3,000. I was like, oh my gosh, we're never going to be able to have music. And Joe's like, that's not how you do it. So he's way better at it than I am, because I'm like, they said they wanted 3. And he's like, yeah,
no. You're not negotiating
exactly. He's
anymore.
like, this is how we have to work it. So I was like, oh, okay. And he does. He's very fair and upfront about it. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's great. Well, we're so happy to have you. It's another great addition for Little Music City.
Yeah.
To have another.
We have a couple of upcoming shows.
Okay, great. What do you have going on?
Sorry, he made me. I was
yes.
like, on the 18th,
sure.
we have Tom Letson, which is an Appalachian blues band.
Oh, fun.
On the 19th of July, we have the Quick and Easy Boys, which have played in Hood River forever and ever. I'm not sure if they've played in the Dalles before, but they'll be playing on our tiny stage. And then on the 25th, we have Taylor Spliff, who is eclectic rock and soul.
Okay, fun.
And then on August 1st, we have Sundiver, which is a local band in Hood River as well.
Yeah, which got a lot of notoriety. They had kind of a big CD party, and they got a lot of notice. I remember not too long ago, maybe 2 years ago.
They're fun to see out, anyways. But they did get a big CD release. So
That's great. Well, we're so happy to have you here. I'm glad you could join us today and talk a little bit about what's going on. And I think we are going to have
I would add one thing to that. I did have the chance to go and eat there and everything.
Yeah.
Everything you guys make is handmade, don't you guys?
yeah, we make all of our own sauces and dressings and everything. Nothing comes from a can except for like tomatoes.
Yeah, right. That's where I get my
Not like
tomatoes.
that go on your sandwich, but tomatoes you use to make soup.
Right.
So we make all of our own stuff.
Yeah.
It's pretty, and it's really good. Joe's kind of known for his fried chicken sandwich, and we have lots of folks coming, from Hood River to try to get that again.
Mm-hmm.
And
Are you open for lunch and dinner?
we are. We're
Okay,
open
great.
at 11 most days. On the weekends, we open at noon.
Okay.
And then come fall, we do football Sundays. So we open early for the games, and we do brunch. And it's a lot of fun.
Great. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if anybody hasn't had the chance yet, go check out River City. Sounds like there's a whole bunch of music to be had and fun to be had there for sure.
Yeah. And thank you so much, because that transition, house and business, all to the Dalles, like that is a major undertaking and very kind of earth shaking, in far as your life goes and that kind of thing.
Life changing.
Very good.
And we were like, all right, here we come.
We're doing that for sure.
Awesome. Hey, well, tell you what, why don't we take a break? We'll go out to our sponsors and we'll be back in just a few minutes.
Hey friend, if you're having a tough time right now, you're not alone. Whether you're dealing with stress, mental health challenges, emotional pain, or concerns about alcohol or drug use, there's someone here ready to listen. Just dial or text 988 anytime, day or night. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is here for you 24/7, 365 days a year. It's free, it's confidential, and it's available to anyone. Yes, even if you're reaching out for someone else. The counsellors in 988 are trained, caring, and judgment-free. They're ready to talk, to listen, and to help you or someone you care about get through a difficult moment. You matter, your story matters, and help is just 3 numbers away. Call, text, or chat 988 anytime, anywhere.
All right, and welcome to What's Up the Dalles, the monthly podcast about all things downtown the Dalles from the Dalles Main Street. We're here today with Cynthia Kortge and with the Dalles Main Street, and Clare Kirkwood with River City Saloon. So, hey, let's talk a little bit about events and what's coming up.
Yeah, so we have a whole bunch of things, of course, for the 4th of July. Fort Dalles 4th has been working all year round to get ready for the big Independence Day celebration. So there's a full day of festivities scheduled for tomorrow, Friday, July 4th. So we're really excited about that. It's probably one of the largest celebrations. I know there's a current firework ban, and we don't want any more fires around the season. So come out and enjoy the professional fire. We're one of the only ones actually that can have a show because of our location and being on the water and all of that. Even some of those other shows get canceled from year to year depending on the weather. So the day begins at 7 a.m. with the rocket run. So you can start with that. And those proceeds benefits the Dalles High School cross country team. That route starts and ends at the Bargeway Pub. There's also a free community breakfast and an all-day kids fair at the city park, opening at 8 a.m. And then the parade, the Hometown USA parade, starts at 10 a.m. So that'll do the normal parade loop starting at Cascade Square and winding downtown. The Gorge Winds is having a concert and band performance at the city park. I'm not sure what time that starts. And then there's also yoga on the grass and a cornhole. Yoga's at the Bargeway.
Okay.
Cornhole tournament at St. Mary's.
Great.
And there's lots of local vendors and all of our food and restaurants are having a lot of specials and, 4th of July, Independence Day. What are you guys doing at River City?
I think we're going to do a hot dog with our cherry relish. Joe makes a really good cherry relish. We got we got some cherries delivered from one of the local farmers.
Okay, I can bring you some cherries too. If you
Oh,
need some more.
nice.
Yeah,
Thanks.
we have several hanging. Okay, anyway, long story. And then the day ends with the great fireworks show. That's going to start at 10 p.m. So that starts launches from the barge. It's kind of in the middle of the Columbia. You can see that view from Cirrhosis Park. Or anywhere really. You can be down close, down at the Lewis and Clark Festival Park, Union Street Underpass, anywhere in town really actually.
Right. There's no bad view almost really in the Dalles. They do such a great job of centrally locating that. And
we just have with the way the river bends and, all of that, it's been proven to be a great celebration. And then we've actually been already discussing and gearing up for next year's celebration since it's America's 250th birthday.
Oh my goodness.
So there are going to be a special celebration for that, and we're working on some of the festivities all weekend long.
Right. And a big shout out to those volunteers who put that program together every year.
Every year, I'm doing.
I know you've been on that committee yourself.
On that board as well. Matt Harrigus has really been driving that force for a lot of years. Optimus Printers. Has been making sure that happened. His team, I know Andrew Stanek at Spookies has been helping that. I think Cody maybe helps at Cody Cornett still helping out a little bit.
Yeah,
so I'm not exactly sure who's all on the board.
I would say another shout out too. I think the city kind of got the funding forward on that this year.
Yes, they've been helping make sure that happens. Because all budgets happen in July, so we need to make sure that it's happening the year before.
So it just provides that much more security that the event will go on in years to come, and it has become kind of
we can grow it and make it bigger and bigger every year, and that's really in part because of the community support. Purchasing banners, sending in donations, all of that. That's what makes it a great
big
event.
undertaking, and I know there's a lot of hours that go.
But it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, and we, love having it and love being part of that too. So, that's great. We're excited about that. We also have a couple of things going on downtown. A lot of our restaurants and bars are going to be open all day with specials and into the evening. It is First Friday. We have a couple of things going on. Vibe's doing some 50% off. Vibe Consignment. Sigmund's is doing a remodeling sale. They're getting their new transom windows. If you haven't got to check them out yet. It's beautiful. They are doing 20% off on all of their gift items to make room for their fall decor. I know it's hard to think about that in the middle of July, but that's going on from the 4th through the 12th of July, making room for that. So, come on downtown. Starting bright and early with the rocket run, you can kick off the day.
Right. I will be there.
Okay.
I usually end up down at the Bargeway somewhere around 7 o'clock or so, and then I run the first 100 yards with my cell phone, capture a little imagery, and then I'm done, and I go talk to Bob Tuvenel.
Sounds fair.
But a big shout out to Jill. I'm going to goof up her last name, but Belle. The track coach, or excuse me, the cross country coach. She's just been a huge help, and Bob, of course, and a lot of other folks who are very involved in that cross country program.
It's really fun event. So I think everybody should have a great, happy holiday weekend. Happy 4th.
Yeah, excellent. Well, we got a lot going on in the next few days, but that's not the end of things downtown the Dalles. Like there's always something happening. And You were telling me a little bit about maybe a couple other things coming up.
Yeah, so in August, we're going to have our wine walk. We did this last year. We had our uncorked wine walk, and we're starting that. We're doing that again. That's going to be during our Cruise the Gorge weekend. So August 9th. That'll be from 4 to 8 p.m. And we have 15 wineries. They'll be throughout downtown. We're just working right now on the locations exactly of where everybody's going to be. So you can sign up for that. Tickets are at Eventbrite.
Okay.
So go ahead and find that. You can also find the link on our website too. And the starting point is going to be at the Sunshine Mill. So that's where you go and check in and get your wine glass and your travel tote, your wine tote, because you can purchase wine.
Fun. Oh my gosh.
During the event. So there'll also be some lots of tasty appetizers to go along with that. So it's a really fun event. We had a great time last year. Just really promoting a lot of our beautiful, wonderful local wineries, but also some of our other shops too. And everybody had a lot of fun participating in that event. So yeah, take some time and join us for that. It's a summer sippin' is our theme.
Summer sippin'. Tell us the date again, Cynthia.
August 9th.
August 9th. So pin that, people. You know, save the date, get ready, get your passport, your wine passport shined up and get rolling. All right. Well, hey, great point. Tell you what, let's take a quick break. We'll go out to our sponsors and we'll come back and give some more upcoming dates and fun events. Hey, Josh, have you heard of downtownthedalles.org?
I haven't. Who are they?
Well, it's part of the Dalles Main Street. They have a new website to connect you to local retailers, neighbors, and friends in the downtown business core. It's downtownthedalles.org. Again, that's downtownthedalles.org. The website offers an A to Z listing of our neighbors and friends for all sorts of retail and service businesses here in the Dalles. Restaurants, florists, fun and exciting retail, music, antiques, clothes, and more. It's all here. Experience the magic of downtown the Dalles. Brought to you by the Dalles Main Street, uplifting businesses through promotional events, improvements, grants, and networking.
What was that website one more time?
That's downtownthedalles.org. All right, and welcome back to What's Up the Dalles, your local podcast of all things downtown, brought to you by the Dalles Main Street. And
I'm having a hard time with that today.
Man, I am. I'm just like, what is on my tongue? I'm here today with Cynthia Kortge and Clare Kirkwood. Hey, you know, in the break there, we were talking a little bit about the Rowena relief funds.
Yes.
And what can you bring us up to date on kind of how that went?
Started. I was able to contact some of my my friends and associates. Right after the fire happened, and was like, hey, I feel like we should do something for this, devastating loss. We lost 59 homes, 91 buildings, it's devastating for people. I'm relieved that we didn't lose any human life. And that's, so we put together a group of folks and started the Rowena Fire Relief Fund. And that was with the help of the United Way. They're helping us host that fund for them. And they also were very gracious and allowed us to take part in their summer concert event. They had a little auction last weekend at the Bargeway. And so we raised over $20,000 at that event, which was great to pull together something like that in 10 days. I have to give a big thanks to Allison Turner at Skookum Outfitters. She really helped me get some of our auction items together to make that happen. Sean Wilkinson and at Auction Sales helped us, and definitely United Way Board of Directors and Sunny Simon. They're the ones that graciously let us take part of that. And said this community just really comes together in that time of need. No questions asked. So like, how can we help? What can we do? So we've already have $27,000 in our Rowena Fire Relief Fund. Last night, Nolan Hare and the Brewers Grave Band raised another $1,600 at their concert in the city park.
All right.
So that's really our, it's really great. So we're going to be, that was our kind of event to kick off the campaign for the Fire Relief Fund. It's going to be a long-term effect. We are part of the long-term recovery task force that Wasco County and the Mid-Columbia Economic Development Team is putting together. So we're going to be working with them long-term to help everybody get
Excellent.
back on their feet,
Yeah.
back to where they need to be.
So if folks are still wanting
Yes.
to donate,
Yes.
we have actually an advertisement, a digital ad on
Great.
our site where people can get the QR code. Go right to it. It's super easy. You can make a donation. It goes directly into the refund that is then doled out to those folks.
And 100% of that is going to the fire victims. No administrative costs, nothing. 100% will go to
Nice.
the fire
Wow, I didn't. That's
Yeah.
that. Okay, very
yeah,
good.
it's just because we're United Way is able to hold that for us, and they're able to distribute, help
Yeah.
us distribute that. And there'll be a process for that, so
Yeah.
it'll be really fair, and we won't have any bad actors,
Right.
taking part of that. So we're looking
Good sign of a strong community.
Yeah,
Like they
really
turn
great.
that, like you said, so fast.
turn it like that. Yeah, even some of the folks at the county and some of these other state and groups are really impressed with what we were able to do in a matter of weeks, really,
Right.
of getting some
Like,
of these things
yeah.
pulled together.
I think
There
that
is
event was
also-
held on the 27th. The fire was on the 11th.
Yeah.
And they had a week of planning essentially.
Yeah,
to
and
get
I
it
was
done.
gone for 6 days of those,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it was very quick to do that. So and we also have a Facebook page that I created to help drive people to resources and information, so you can find the link there.
Yeah.
For stuff. So
Excellent.
yeah, just wanted to make sure people are aware of that. I know a lot of people are how can we help? What can we do? And hopefully not turn our attention to the next disaster.
Right.
We're hoping-
There is some thought, that
Yeah.
like having something that
That's
in
always
the background.
it's always
So,
hard. Yeah, it's always hard to be able to do that. So
Yeah.
yeah, thanks to everybody for all their hard work to make that happen. We appreciate them.
Yeah, very good. Hey, there was one other thing we were kind of talking about
Yeah.
before, and you were talking about hidden spaces
Hidden
in the Dalles. Hidden
spaces,
spaces. What?
yeah.
Like these are places I don't know about,
there's
or
spaces you don't know about.
Huh.
Yeah. Did
What?
you know that the Dalles had probably the per capita the most gambling and bordellos in all of Oregon?
I didn't. I didn't know that. No, I mean,
sure
one or
did.
the other, but but
Sure
both.
did,
Yeah.
So we are doing in connection with our mural committee and mural fest for this year. We are redoing the Umatilla House mural that's located on the side of the Ryland Hotel.
Okay.
Rayland Hotel, excuse
Yeah.
me. And we're doing that in September. Our artists will be here in September to do all of the refurbishing of that mural. That's a really big project to make that happen because it's a restoration, not a redo. So in connection with that event, we're going to host a Hidden Spaces tour of all of these really fun locations that you don't get to get a behind the scenes peek
Right.
into some of these old
Nefarious businesses.
nefarious
that
businesses
used to exist here in the Dalles.
old courthouse, some of the old
okay.
that's gonna the mint. We'll have a really fun tour come up with that. So stay tuned for more details. We're just working on what that's gonna look like and the dates and all that stuff.
Yeah, and that's September.
Yeah,
generally.
we'll do that at the end of September.
End of September. Yeah. And that kind of rolls into the murals. Yeah, a little bit. I did. Chris Pothier and Dylan McManus have been working on that cool new mural.
so pretty down there.
I love all the color.
Yeah.
Hub. It is vibrant, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really great. That's such a welcoming thing to downtown. I just love what that looks like.
So it's on the wall of the annex, which is just across the street from Hats.
Yeah.
Fuel stop there as you come around the corner
Yeah.
from 2nd to 3rd Street. Yeah. Very nice.
That's great. It looks like he's about done.
Yeah, he's getting pretty close.
Getting very close.
Yeah, so hopefully there's a celebration that goes with that.
Yeah, we
and,
for sure want to make sure to recognize all of his hard work. It's been really fun to see that. I saw last weekend there was a whole bunch of students. It looked like, so it was out there helping him. So I think
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. So that's great. Maybe we can have him on and he can talk more about it and what
Yeah.
the project was like. 'Cause
Excellent.
That's cool. We are definitely, that's going to put us at, I think we're at 30, so we're probably over 40 murals in the Dalles.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a draw. I actually got a phone call yesterday from what is it? It's the training group for cities staff and anyways, but they wanted copies of some of the photos that we had here in the Dalles to promote it to other cities who, because they believe it's such a strong draw for tourism. And yeah, it's pretty exciting.
Well, it's really fun. It's a great way to do graphic part of your history, and there's a lot more. You can find out a lot more and then kind of dive deeper into that.
Yeah.
And you go into the Fort Dalles Museum and all of those pieces too. And taking a look at those walking tours and the historical sites. You know, you kind of get not only the written word and on the plaques, but you can also, there's an audio tour,
Right.
And then you can also get the kind of the pictorial visual tour of all the murals as well too. So we are working on long-term project is creating kind of an all-in-one historic package tour of that and what that looks like. So,
Right.
yeah, because it keeps growing.
Yeah.
So we want to
does.
enhance those kind of things and make that happen. So
So you guys have a great one right across the street on the Von Barstol building.
there's
And it's the imagery of the wheat fields and I think kind of a
love that one.
generational family history of farming.
Yeah, farming one.
Yeah.
That's another farming one too.
Yeah.
So that's good. Yeah. So we're definitely getting to be known for that. And it's fun to take part in that. So
Excellent.
we're looking forward to that Mural Fest 2025.
Awesome. Wow.
So tell me, Claire, what is your favorite part after being here for, couple months and really, kind of feel like you got to know everybody and stuff. What's your favorite part of being in downtown the Dalles?
I do love having local regulars already, like knowing
Great.
folks and
Okay, that's
names
fun.
and stuff. That's fun. Sometimes I don't remember names as well as I used to, but it is still nice seeing folks come back.
I'm sure they know
And
your faces.
I kind of do. I always tell folks I don't work there as often because I have a day job,
Right.
And so I just help out, and then I do desserts, and so
Oh.
it's been fun to have. I love the cherry berry cobbler. And I was like, I did that.
Oh, that's great.
And then our son is home from college. And so he's also been helping with some of the behind the scenes stuff. And that it's just kind of fun that it's like, it's all family. And I feel
Right.
like we cater to a lot of families. So it's nice.
That's good.
Yeah.
Great.
Good. It is a lot of family.
I feel like too, after you said something about the gambling and stuff, I was like, oh, right. We have a poker table.
Oh,
and
yeah,
we have
you
a
do.
poker game every Monday night.
A nice poker table.
It is really nice.
Yeah.
We have a poker game every Monday night, and then one Sunday a month is a different style of poker.
Okay.
Which I should know, but I don't. And
That's okay.
But either way, the other thing is if you're interested in having a poker night, that you can also rent the space kind of in a way, and have your friends meet you there and have a
fun.
dealer and all that jazz.
Oh, that's really cool.
Just so you know it's available.
Yeah, that's really
If you wanna
great.
partake in
What a
something like
fun, what a
that.
fun.
And if you want to play on Monday, you're more than welcome to do that as well, but you have to call and get on a list and all
Okay.
that jazz.
Okay. So just call the restaurant then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And they'll add you to the list for that night. And you have to be there definitely by 6. But like last week, the table filled up.
Right.
I know. You just never know.
See, bringing back the gambling. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
That's what we need to do. Bring back the gambling boats.
Never got too
Maybe
far
some
away.
of the brothels. I don't know.
And we're back to 3.
Judging,
I think we have 3 saloons now.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
Right, we got the Baldwin.
Yep.
We've got River City Saloon,
Yeah.
of course, and then the Last Stop.
Yeah.
Right. So we'll
Yeah,
see.
bring it back saloons. One saloon at a time.
Yeah, I guess so. Awesome.
Keep 'em
We'll have to
coming.
tie that into kind of our hidden spaces tour. We
Yeah.
can tie in the old saloons, the old saloons and the new saloons and what that looks like.
Yeah.
We'll work on something like that.
Faith in
that,
you.
That would be
You'll
really
come
fun.
up with something great,
That would
I'm
be really
sure.
fun. Yeah, because there was some really cool, like the Horn Saloon and all of those.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's some really, really cool stuff we could check out.
That was next to the Granada.
That was next to the Granada. Yeah, that
Love
was
the Granada.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like that's another hidden gem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really is.
Yeah.
It really is. Yeah, we're very fortunate. We're lucky.
We are.
We have
Yeah.
such cool things.
Yeah.
Hidden spaces.
Hidden
Cool
spaces. Awesome. Well, gosh, what a fantastic show today. Thank you both so much for coming and sharing. There's so much going on in downtown the Dalles. So many different, businesses and fun events to attend. Go out. I just love it. The other day I walked down to get a haircut at the Uppercut. I met 3 people on the way that I knew. Jamie Carrico, like at the police station, or it's just that's what I love about the Dalles. I love the fact that you can walk to work. I can walk to work. Like
that.
there's just so much cool stuff about a town of our size. I just really love it. I love living here. So, well, thank you both, and what a great show.
Thanks,
and
Tom. Have a happy 4th.
yeah, happy 4th of July to you both.
Okay.
It's you two.
Okay.
5 fingers.
Okay. Don't. Yeah.
5 toes.
Yeah.
No 10. All
Our
right.
band.
Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
What's up to Dalles? We'll be back next month with all the latest and greatest from downtown TD. Hey Josh, did you know that we are funded by our readers in large part?
I did know that, but please tell me more.
Yeah, it's our local readers here that make it possible for us to go out and gather news on local businesses and important issues in our community. And so we need people to support local news. Did you know you can make a difference in our community's economy and culture by supporting local journalism? I bet you did. But maybe you out there don't. And so you should visit our Support Us page at cccnews.com to subscribe to a monthly donation to keep news local and start making a difference in our community today. Again, that's cccnews.com.
And remember, CCC News is available for everyone and funded by readers.